As we venture into episode 2 of Freudian Minutes, we're going to be looking at a construct that involves some components of Freudian theory and also perhaps some components of Jungian theory. And as you might recall, psychodynamics involves subtleties, undercurrents, and forces at work. And this is the brainchild of Sigmund Freud. Now, while we're looking at some of these undercurrents and subtleties, what we also notice is that there appears to be perhaps an aspect of the collective unconscious involved. And the collective unconscious, as you know, is coming from Carl Jung. One theory of Carl Jung's was this idea of the collective unconscious, wherein there's the belief that we all share collectively all of the memories throughout time. Sometimes we access them, sometimes we don't, but we all collectively share these memories. And so we basically all have the same knowledge or access to the same knowledge. So we're going to venture back to the Holy Roman Empire, the empire with no boundaries and no beginning and no end, apparently. And we're looking at this construct called the DOGE. Now, the DOGE is a word that describes a particular person, and this is a person of royalty. The DOGE essentially is a commander, a leader, and a ruler. And the DOGE is noted for being in Venice and being very influential in Venice. The DOGE is another way of saying the Duke. And so it's another transliteration of Duke. It basically applies to individuals who would be considered chief magistrates. However, it also ties to this idea of principality. And if you think about when individuals are princes, they also are dukes. And here you can see the Doge's palace in Venice. So basically, in terms of our collective understanding, when you hear the term Doge, what should come to mind is principality. What should come to mind is a dukedom. What should come to mind is royalty, and specifically with respect to the Roman Empire. And here you can see dictionary forms and transliterations of this Doge or Duke, and you can see D-U-C, D-U-I-K, D-U-K-E, D-E-U-K, okay, so it goes on and on, D-U-X. And here you can see with this definition of Doge, D-O-G-E, this individual is a guide, a leader, the leader of a people, tribe, or sect, or a movement. This individual is also considered the chief or the head, sometimes thought of as a military commander, a captain, a general. And so you also see this individual, this Doge, associated with the sovereign, king, prince, ruler, sovereign lord, master. And so this individual also would be considered sort of a governor under an emperor or a king. And in keeping with Jung's theory about the collective unconscious, we see this dynamic wherein if there is an interchange of letters, the E and the G at the end, there is another construct that comes up, and it's a construct that's in scripture. Not only is this individual in scripture, but there's also an indigenous tribe going by this name. It's the DOEG. And so this name, interestingly, is also a name associated with a ruler and with a king's court. In this instance, however, that name just by itself means to be anxious or to fear. Hopefully you gleaned something from this examination of both the construct of DOGE, D-O-G-E, and the construct of DOEG, D-O-E-G. And this concludes our Freudian Minutes episode number 2.